So our next question from Devin Shaw, and he's complimented the idea, Colin. So yeah, and he said, knowing that you both, oh wait, I said this is a great. Looking forward to it. And my question is, in the earlier stages of having dreads, like 1 to 3 months, did people always say something about it? Because man, oh man, every older person in my family always used to have something rude to say about them. It doesn't even bother me so much now because they're a bit longer. But yeah, again, thank you both so much. Peace and love. Um, yeah, dude, people are like, especially the first little while, people think they're dread experts. Everyone thinks they know something about dreads, but they don't know anything ever.
That's so true, dude. So true.
Because I worked at a summer camp when I first started them, and so people are like, this is like 4 or 5 month points. And they're still not, super formed and stuff. And people who had known someone who had dreads for a few years are coming up and be like, hey, like my friend had dreads, so I know about them. And like, you did yours wrong. You need to get them redone.
Oh,
like,
I hated that, dude. All the time.
Those comments will drive you
Especially
crazy.
when they're so new and they still look crazy.
Yeah, and so I like you have to get used to saying, just give them time. Just give them time. Come talk to me in a year. Yeah. I'm trying to find a picture on my phone right now of us going back to the family reactions because my grandma's reaction is beautiful. She's oh, there it is. My grandma's 93 years old, so I don't know how well I'll be able to show you this on my phone, but let's see. So that's her face, her reaction to it as she's feeling my dreads for the first time. Can you see that, Colin?
Yeah. Keep it in the middle of your screen, though. I mean, I don't know how this thing's recording, so hopefully that works.
Yeah, well,
yeah, that's awesome.
You can see that.
Yeah, I can see her face. That's crazy.
Yeah, so she, 93 years old, she has no idea what...
She's holding it like, what the heck?
She's feeling it. She just makes ugly face. Her being especially an old person, she has no idea, and she has rude things to say about it, but that's funny. But yeah, those annoying comments from people who are dread experts, those are the worst. You gotta get over those, though.
Yeah. Oh,
you sit down.
Sorry. I thought you were like, it's so long. I thought there was more than one question in it. It's like a paragraph, like 1 to 3 months.
Nah, he was just complimenting us and built us up.
What a great Devin Shaw. You're a good guy.
You're a good man, Devin.
I hope you see this, or hear this, watch this. That's the right way. And many questions is early stage having it's like 1 to 3 months. Did many people say something about it? Because man, oh man, yeah, my family. I'm not super close with many people in my family, but my grandma would say like. She said one thing that was a little racist, so I'm not going to say it. Especially because she's not racist.
I left that out.
You did? Yeah.
My grandma totally said some racist.
Yeah, but my grandma's not racist. She just says she's never seen white people with dreads. And so she was just saying, like, a bunch of... Dang it, now I made my grandma look bad. Okay, my grandma's not racist, man. I promise. She just was, like, weirded out by it. She didn't know what to think. And my grandpa, I'm a lot like him. And anything I do, I could, like, steal a car and he'd be like, hey, man... It's okay, like you gotta learn. Sometimes you just want to do crazy stuff. So, like, he understands. He doesn't care. My dad didn't mind at all. My mom was kind of worried about it in the beginning. She kind of gave me a little bit of a snicker about it, but eventually now she likes it. She thinks they look good. So, but I'm glad, Devin, that you don't care a whole bunch. I think that's what you said. You said it doesn't really bother you too much. So that's good, man. I'm happy for you for that.
Yeah, that's how it's gotta be too.
Yeah, so definitely. If you don't have the ability, or like a characteristic to not care what people think, that's something you should have. And I hope people who don't have that get dreads just so they can flip and have that. You know what I mean? Like that's such a good. You need that quality in life because it'll take you far. I mean, you know what I mean? So, okay. Connor Huffman had the next question saying, "How would swimming affect your dreads? I.e., chlorine pool, beach, river water." Chlorine, I would just be sure to wash out. If you're asking if it affects your hair, it's just water, so it's not a big deal. If anything, it wouldn't do damage. It might make them a little frizzy, but because it's water, it's going to maybe tighten them a little bit. A beach, like salt water, is actually good for them. As long as you wash that salt. Maybe let it stay in there for that day. Wash it out the next day, because that's a lot of salt. A lot more than like a handmade sea salt mix or anything like that. Yeah. A river water's a little bit dirtier. It's not that bad. Lake water would be pretty dirty. But yeah. Any of that, wash it out within... All those, wash out that day. At least, like, shampoo wash that day. Beach, you know what, just to be safe, just to play it safe, make sure you shampoo your dreads in clean water that night, or that day after that. Get it dry. I would, just to be safe. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, because that's something I looked up. especially in the summers, because summers when I'm home, I like to go swim laps at the front of the pool in the mornings. And so I was looking into like how chlorine affects, and none of those things are bad if you rinse them out. So that's the thing. And like if you want to get really like really precautious, what you can do is you wet your dreads in clean water first, like a shower at the pool or something before you swim, because then your dreads are already filled with a different form of water, so they won't take in as much chlorine.
Oh wow!
But it's really not that necessary. Just rinse. Like I would swim my laps, then I'd go rinse them out in the shower right there. So not even with shampoo. I just squeezed them all out, made sure I got it out, and then wash it later. Like Colin's saying, salt water is good for them, helps them lock up. River water, cleaner than lake water, but still can be pretty nasty. At my summer camp, I guided boats on the river, and so that was like 5 days a week, every other week. And so right after that, I'd hit the shower and rinse it out. So it's good to be aware of that stuff. And then also, if you're exposed to water that often, you will have poofier, frizzier dreads because water's flowing through it more, which isn't an issue. You just got to make sure that you're getting them dry too. So next question we got is from Stephen Buswell. He said, do you think it makes a difference with starting dreads in a certain season, like summer versus winter or something? I thought this was an interesting question because that's something I thought about a lot too. As far as like the locking process, I don't think it makes a difference. But as far as what you're doing in those different seasons, it can. So like I started mine in January, so like the second semester of school, and so then like around the 6-month mark where they start looking better, I've got all the tips blunted. I'm about to start my next semester of school, the new year, and so they're looking much better for the start of the school year. So that's how I kind of thought about it. It was like, it wasn't necessarily a summer versus winter thing as much as it was like it's going to take some time to form. So when do you want them to look best by? So that's kind of how, like, it wasn't I actually didn't plan it like that, but it's like, that's how I was like, I do want to get all the tips blunted and get them clean looking starting this year. So, and summer was nice for having them dry. But that doesn't, I don't know why I added that. I don't think.
If they're in winter, they'll never be dry.
Yeah.
Same thing. I grew my hair out and did it right after I graduated college. Is when I started mine. I was growing my hair out towards the end of college, and then right after that, I locked them up, or I started my dreads. But I didn't really care about this because I just wanted them, so I started them right then. But I watched this one guy on YouTube a while back. His name's Honda Punks. That's his YouTube name. He actually just
Y'all
cut
know
his.
Punks.
Yeah, he actually just cut his. But in one of his videos, he mentioned something really cool about how well, he didn't really say this directly, but this is what I took from it. When you have dreads in the winter, you typically want to wash them less because it's flipping cold outside. You know what I mean? So if you don't have enough time to dry them and you go out, it'll make your head cold as ice. It can, not always, but and in the summer you tend to wash them more. So maybe starting them in the winter, if you're not someone who has to be outside all the time, might be a better option for you. If you're not worried about what Ryan was saying, and like in school and having to have them look good by a certain time, maybe in the winter might be best because you won't have to be outside, meaning it will be easier for you to wash them a little less often in the first couple of weeks or months. Honestly, not that big of a deal. You can do it either way. It's not going to be that big of a difference. But in the first 6 months of having dreads, you're freaking out about everything, thinking everything matters so much, and it doesn't. You really are. But let's get the show. Is that? Am I done? Yeah. Okay.
Huh?
Okay.
We got one more question.
Okay, one more question.
We got Devin Shaw again. Our boy Devin Shaw.
Our boy D Shaw. Okay. Devin Shaw. This is his question, sorry. I already put a question on Riley's video, but yeah, haha. Only question I have is really like, how often do you wear a hat, bandana, anything like that? Because I wear headband. I wear a headband just to keep them back. I wore a headband for the first 9 months because mine were so short. I would look like an idiot if I would have had them down. Even when I first thought they looked okay to be down, they didn't. When I look back, I look like a crackhead whenever mine were down. When I first started wearing them down, but it's okay. Like I started mine really short. My hair was like an inch longer than Ryan's is right now on all sides, like on all over, and with the wearing a bandana, okay.
Did you face any issue with that? Like as far as like. because like I know you can wear them without the headband stuff now, but like a lot of my friends who have even just grown their hair out like wear the headband all the time. So then they like can't. Their dreads don't know what to do, or their hair doesn't even know what to do. Like one of my friends with dreads, like he kept it pulled back, so when he took the headband out, they just stuck straight out like this. Like
well, yeah, that's because that's just how they are all the time. But once you get them wet, they relax. However, you know. Okay. And so that's I remember the day I got out of the shower and they relax or whatever. And they're doing their weird thing, and I always still to this day I kind of shape them when I get out of the shower to do what I want. I move them around. I kind of like grab their tips and curve them out so they'll kind of curve around my face.
I do that too. I would take it, scrunch them up on the side so they weren't completely straight.
Yeah, I do that. See, same thing. And so that first day I kind of did it, and I was like, oh, they look kind of good down. Maybe I'll wear them down today. I was at a balloon fiesta in New Mexico, and no one knew me there because I was visiting. So it was yeah, how weird is that? A balloon fiesta. The only one I've ever been to in my life.
I don't know what that means.
Like the hot air balloons?
Oh, no way.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Right on.
They had crazy cool stuff. Anyway, so I was like, no one knows me here. I'll just wear it. I'll just do it. So
yeah,
I did it, and then from then on out, I would kind of go back and forth, pulling them back. And like right now, I have them pulled back, but in the beginning of this video, I have them down. So right now, it just depends more so on like what I'm doing. Okay, I'll be in there. I got 2 minutes. I'm getting in trouble.
2-minute warning. All right.
I gotta go in and do some paperwork. Cool, but anyway, yeah. So wearing a headband. I don't ever really wear a tam because I don't feel like they're long enough yet. I don't know. I want to fill out the hat more. Only question I have really bandana. I don't wear bandanas, but I know Ryan did. What do you think, dude?
Yeah, I mean, I tried my best not to keep them pulled back when I first got them because I was afraid they were gonna get trained like that. So I always tried to let them hang and just do their thing, and so that way, like that way they were kind of trained to where I want them to be. But like Colin said, you can kind of shape them and stuff, do whatever. So for the first little while, I didn't wear much. But then once they got long enough, that's when I started experimenting with more stuff. Because then I do like pull them back in a ponytail with a bandana or just bandana, or you tie them back and incorporate different things. Or I started wearing just a regular build hat. More recently, I didn't wear that for a long time, and I realized like I could still wear that with dreads. So I started doing that.
Oh yeah. One thing I was gonna say about the headband before I forget is I wore it a lot, but make sure you don't wear one that's super tight because it'll make your dreads right around that are under that make them kind of flat in those spots. And it'll fix with time anyway, but it'll freak you out if you don't haven't had dreads. You're gonna think, oh god, they're gonna be flat. So wear a headband that's not too tight. Sorry, Ryan. Go ahead.
No worries. Yes, I mean I wore most of my stuff was just more stylish purposes. It wasn't really like this served this feature purpose. It was just like, oh, I like bandanas. Like I've got a bunch of bandanas on my wall right there. So I was just getting my use out of them, But yeah, so that's all our questions that we've got, and it sounds like Colin's got to get back to work.
Close up.
But Colin, I want to thank you for organizing this because Colin, he reached out to me on Facebook, sent me a message about setting this up, so I was stoked about it because we followed each other's channels because everyone in the dread world knows each other. So I appreciate you setting this up, man. I'm glad we got a chance to do this.
Definitely, we'll do it again. We'll do some more stuff. You guys give us ideas of things to talk about. We'll talk about any random stuff. Give us a stupid question list, and we'll go over it for you. I don't care. Me and Ryan are all about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we are. So, we live for that.
Yeah, we live for that. Oh, man, but yeah. Thanks, Ryan, for doing it, dude. I appreciate you making time out of your busy schedule at school and stuff.
Yeah, man.
We have totally opposite schedules, so I literally have been doing this all day. That's why it was like day and now night. Been doing it over the course of 10 hours. So, yeah. Thanks, dude.
Yeah, man. We'll talk again soon.
Sounds good. Thank you guys for watching.
See you guys.
And have a great night.